Just to wash away the fear. The cold surrounds me now in a sea of lines and dots. The moment life's about, it's quiet now. All I hear is raindrops.
It's a big hello and welcome for another season of Northern Suburbs Rugby. A new show, a new name, Red and Black Radio. I'm here joined with head coach Zach Beer. Welcome to the show, mate. How do you feel?
Great to be here. Great to be first guest on episode 1 just before round 1.
Mate, it's been it was a short season last year, but it was a long year. How did you find the break?
It was good. We needed it. Let me tell you, we needed it. We gave the boys a couple of months off. We obviously played right deep into November almost. So we gave November, December off. Came back after Chrissy and nice and recharged after the summer break.
And yourself personally, married, one young kid.
Yeah.
What did the summer and what did Christmas look like in the Beer household?
Well, mate, we had all these grand plans of going away, going up the coast, and then I live in Wallaby Heights on the northern beaches. Obviously, got hit with another COVID lockdown just after we hung the boots up on the season, and so just spent most of it. I redid the garden, did a bit of reno work, and that sort of kept me busy for the Christmas time.
Happy days. And a bit of reno work. We're obviously sitting here at North Sydney Oval, and there's a bit of renovation happening with the cricket wicket lift happening behind us. So we can't wait to be back here in round 3. It'll be your first time as a head coach here in round 3. What does North Sydney Oval mean to you and the team?
Oh, it's such a special place. It's home, you know. I mean, we had a pre-season camp here, and the opportunity to literally in this molly dive stand where we're sitting at the moment. Such a unique venue. Personally, a lot of history. I went to school across the road, lived just up the road, and yeah, some really special moments here. Looking forward to getting out in front of all of our fans and sponsors and supporters in round 1. Yeah,
a lot of history and looking to create your own history. Take us back to January, February. I can't remember which it was, but you've taken over as the head coach with Earl not coming back. Personally being involved in that decision, you jumped at it. What was your initial reaction and how are you looking to shape the season this year? Yeah,
look, I'm very close to Earl. He's a good family man and was honest throughout the whole process. So he was open and communicated with me around his decision. Obviously, I needed to align a few things from a personal perspective, but this is something which I haven't just fallen into. I've deliberately gone about trying to become the best coach I can be over the last decade. It's been a journey and there's still a lot of growing to go, but mate, I jumped at it. Great group, great club, great timing, and it's bloody exciting, and we've got some ambitious goals this year, but it's all about improvement as a group, as a collective group. Yeah,
I know the boys are thrilled, the supporters are thrilled. How much does continuity of coaching staff and players build into a successful season?
I think both are just as equally important. I think as a club we had good continuity of a playing group over the past sort of 5 or 6 years. The coaches had obviously changed a couple of years there, so I think there was a nice peace of mind amongst the playing group to have some consistency there. What it does allow is us to really build on what we did last year. There are a lot of lessons from last year. Obviously we didn't get the job done. There's some really good things that we can carry through to 2021, add some more layers in attack and defence, and put our own flavour on the team.
Yeah, great. And obviously round 1 this week. Before we touch on that, we had 2.5 trials. What did you make about the trial period? We went down to Canberra, we had a bit of rain with the Rats last week. How do you sum up us heading into round 1?
Yeah, we tick. I said to someone the other day, we ticked all the boxes of a traditional pre-season. I think we were good in terms of proactively getting a trial against the Canberra Royals organised. I think that would have been 3 weeks before the Easter break. So we got that trial in. They're a strong side. They've won the comp the last couple of years down there. We did well there. It was a good trip as well for the boys. We're going to play Eastwood. Obviously that didn't happen with the rain. And then we had a good showing against the Rats last week. Before Canberra, we also had a camp here, and had a bit of an internal trial. So yeah, look, we're well prepared. You know, we gave the boys the Easter weekend off and to recharge the batteries before coming into round one.
Round one, Penrith, at Penrith. Always an unknown quantity. What are you expecting out there in the P? An emu burger, and what about on the field?
Yeah, look, we did a couple of challenges at training and split ones and twos in half, and the losing team had to shout the other half of the team an emu burger when we get out there. But yeah, as always with Penrith, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be abrasive, they're going to be a powerful side. I think John Muggleton did a really good job with them last year in terms of giving them a bit more clarity around what they're trying to do, particularly with their defence. I think most games last year they held the scoreline pretty tight up until half time. So yeah, it'll be the same. It's going to be their first game at home in 2021. So there'll be a tough opposition. Yeah.
Speaking about their first home game, it's our first time out there since 2016, if you can believe. I mean, that's a long time. We obviously had them up here at number 2 oval last year. And it was 12-3 at half time. So it could be a bit of an ambush out there. But look, focusing on ourselves, you've named a pretty settled team. Sort of one new face in the forward pack and one new face in the back line. Can you touch on that for us?
Yeah, so running through the team, we've got German High Philly, James Margan, DeWalt Decker, so Panda as a front row, Declan Carroll, and a late inclusion in Jeremy Burrell, who's come down and joined us from Newcastle. Hunter Wildfires, he's really impressed. He's a Melbourne Rebels junior academy player, young in terms of locks, but really will grow into his frame, and I think will add a fair bit around the set piece. Dave Henaway's out this week with a back issue. We've got Hamopo, Charlie Jevons Fellows as both the breakaways, and Heinrich Brendel as number 8. In the backline's the same as last year, really. We've got Duffy,
for a number of years.
Yeah, we've got Duffy Sinclair as the halves, Harry Bury as inside centre and captain, Nathan Russell, then Reece Marhu and Max Bury at 15. Then we've got James Turner making his debut on the right wing.
James Turner, really big inclusion, competition leading try scorer with West Harbour last year. He's shown really good glimpses in the trials of his try scoring form. As an attack coach and a backs focus coach, how excited do you get around a player like that and the back three that we're building at the moment? Yeah,
look, I mean the vast majority of tries in the Shute Shield get scored around unstructured and transition attack, and clearly that was a strength of ours last year. It's something that Jimmy will bring a lot of strength, a new weapon as well. Unfortunately, Kepu Lokatu is injured at the moment, so Jimmy comes in on that right wing. I was involved with him in the New South Wales Sevens this year, and our Sevens trip up to Kiama. And yeah, look, he's an exciting player to watch. I think he's someone who, if he continues to work hard over the coming years and puts in a couple of good seasons here with us at North, and there's certainly higher honours waiting for him. And I think our fans at North Sydney Oval will be excited about what Jimmy can bring on that right wing.
And fewer grades out at Penrith gives you the luxury of a couple of fresh guys on the bench. Talk us through a few of those new faces that North's fans wouldn't have seen before.
Yeah, look, front rower Tyler Kearns has come across from New Zealand. He played a fair bit of Minor 10 Cup. Also played in New Zealand Maoris with Brad Hamopo as well when Brad was living over there. He can play right across the front row. I describe him as a powerful ball carrier and a strong scrummager. He'll be on the bench, and also Brody Lieber, who's come back. He's a back rower. 7, 8 or 6 even, and he's I'd describe him, I guess, a bit like a taller Michael Hooper. He's good over the ball, the way he plays. He likes to run on the edges. Was also involved in the Aussie Sevens program with the Brumby Runners. He was with us in 2019 before he got picked up to Japan. So he's back here at North Sydney Oval, and excited to see what he can do off the bench. Tom Bramley as well is a halfback who's from New Zealand and come back and joined us. He's also on the bench as well.
And as you said, Dave Henaway out, a late inclusion comes in, and nothing really changes. But how important is that squad depth and a strong second grade again? That team looks pretty solid on paper. No doubt you guys are building a squad of 30.
Yeah, we run things as a top squad group. You know, we don't split them as a first and second grade team. This year we've gone about building more depth now across all positions, which we've done. Obviously, beginning of last year we had to be a bit more reactive with our recruitment. Here we could be a bit more proactive, and we've got a number of Colts who've come through the system as well who are going to be in that second grade side. So it's going to be exciting to see what that group can do, and there's a lot of pressure on on all to really play well and keep your spot.
Looking at the competition, as we touched on, a 13-round competition. It was a sprint from the very beginning. Back out to 18 weeks and a bye. As we said, depth will be important, but how does that change the mindset or the structure of how you look at a season as a whole?
Yeah, look, interesting last year, the fact that we played every team once. We'll play a couple of teams twice now. We've gone about chunking up the season into bits, so we've got a 9-week period now, then we've got 2 weeks after the bye, and the June long weekend, then we've got 7 weeks leading into the finals. So up until September 11, we've got 24 weeks together now. So, we've together with Jared and Gav, our S&C and physio team, we've put together a program to allow for alleviating any potential injury issues around load, but also around the depth and IP and knowledge amongst the squad for guys who need to come up to be ready to do it.
And our first home game is here in round 3. We play Gordon, the premiers. We beat them at Chatswood Oval. How important will it be to have a strong red and black crowd out here at North Sydney Oval for our turn after 12 months, and particularly in a derby like that'll be?
Oh, it's so important. I think that our supporters did so well to travel, not far to Bon Andrews, but we travelled to Camden against the Two Blues last year, and then all our home games up at Pittwater Rugby Park last year. We're at home now. This ground means so much to us, but only with our supporters and our members and our fans here, in red and black cheering us on. So I know it means a lot to the boys, and it's incredibly important for us as a group to give back to our community, which is a big part of it. So it'd be great to see everyone down at North Sydney Oval in a couple of weeks' time. Certainly
for the red and black supporters, April 24, circle that one in the calendar. We'll have a fundraiser and a bit of an activation for the Guns Out Tomsey Foundation as well. Obviously our Legends Day, so a lot of support out here for that game. With Newcastle next week, what do you sort of make of them? A lot of recruits, an unknown quantity again. Another challenge?
Yeah, another challenge. There's so many contenders for the title this year, and there seems to be more so every year. This comp's just so strong. So there's no easy game at all. They've recruited any player that came on the market. It sounded like Newcastle were speaking with them. They've been bloody proactive in that sense. So we've got them up there, and I'm sure they'll be highly energised early on in the season. It's a long year, and we've got them in round 2. So it'll be exciting to see what they can bring in a couple of weeks.
And without going through every game, I think we've got Eastwood in round 5 or something like that. Is that one that you've circled, or the playing group circled, that you might want a little bit of revenge? Or
we haven't circled any games ahead of Penrith, so we're literally just looking at Penrith. When that time comes, we'll certainly have it well and truly circled.
Yeah, good answer. You can catch that live on Stan Sport. You can head out to Nepean Rugby, or you can join us next week when we look at round 2 against Newcastle on Red and Black Radio, episode 1. Thanks for joining us again.
My pleasure.
How was it?
Excellent. Great to be here, and we'll see you guys next week.
New show, new name, new venue. It's going to be a good season.
Red and Black Radio, where the news breaks first. They're literally putting in the goalposts and lifting the wicket as we speak. Got to find something to trump this next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.